let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I'm in Kiev, Ukraine. I've traveled non-stop for 16 plus years and went to 104 countries. I'm at the Dream House Hostel, a pretty nice place here in Kiev. Okay, Michael M.S. Cheers, Andy. I've just had a look at your Transnistria video, the off-the-map hardcore travel. Your fascinating current trip coupled with the tiny numbers of views for the videos inspired me to a second question. Why do you think your kind of travel is such a niche interest? Regards. P.S. I lived in Lviv, Ukraine 3 years ago with a friend. We have completely, I think we had completely different taste in women, but we both pretty much agreed that the women there were the most beautiful we've seen anywhere. I do think the Ukraine women are exceptionally beautiful girls, and it's a special place for that. Plus, there's a lot of these get married quick. You can actually get a mail order bride here, I think, but it's kind of a funny, creepy thing that's going on. Okay, why do you think your kind of travel is such a niche interest? I'm not sure I understand the question. So I've been reading this over and over. Why do you think your kind of travel is such a niche interest? I think it's not my kind of travel. I think what's interesting to people is my way of looking at travel, because I don't romanticize things so much. I don't act like I'm living traveling, right? And I've been living so long traveling that I'm comfortable traveling. So what makes people interesting is that I do it without barriers. I can go from place to place on the planet like it's going from state to state in the United States. And anybody can do this. If the slower, you just got to go slower. The faster you go, the more complicated it gets. The slower you go, the easier it is. But somehow there's some kind of fear of moving, of traveling, like somehow you're going to forget something. And I get people who want to know, how can I buy this? And truthfully, people live anywhere on the planet. And that's just some mythical thought that you can't buy things, right? So I think that what makes my videos interesting to people, my guess is that I put the good, the bad, and the ugly together, and I don't hide who I really am. If I have a bad hair day, you see it. If I have a good hair day, you see it. If I'm actually talking to a girl in the background, or some car drives up and honks their horn behind it, I don't edit this out. And I try to make every video I do. I'm doing these little 5-second clip ones just because they're more action-packed and informative, and they can tell an ongoing story like a long trip. But generally, like, you'll see that these, if you watch the questions I answered, I don't edit them. I just answer them as truthfully as I can. Sometimes I leave things out and I forget things and I want to add it later, but I don't necessarily do it. Maybe they can ask the question again. I think intimacy is what everybody needs in life, and they need to know that we're not trying to work you. We're not trying to game you. We're not having an agenda. My agenda is just to answer the questions as honestly as I can. I make money because there's advertising on the videos, but it has nothing to do with what I say on the video. So I wouldn't. And I'm a purist traveler. I believe that there's nothing worse you could do to a person than tell them to go do something that you wouldn't do yourself as a traveler. And that's what makes my type of traveling and my type of travel blog different, is because the 99% of the travel bloggers are glamorizing, romanticizing, they're lying so that they can get it. And it's a very difficult person to compete with, because you can always make the story more than it is, right? Like, oh, I'm doing something highly special, and you take a cherry-picked photo and you only show the one view of it. What's good about mine is I don't care about the location. I don't care whether you come here. I don't care whether you do come here. Don't come here, whatever. I'm a traveler. I'm not in love with the location, and I'm not getting a kickback because I'm here. So It's a very unusual type of travel blog, but you know, obviously it works for me. But I think most people are prone to exaggeration, which is making yourself into somebody you really aren't. And I think it's a mental illness almost. Okay, it's not a mental illness. The average person lies every 3 minutes, so you know but we're looking for social status. But if you love yourself, you don't need to do this. So I have a good life. Okay, the Ukraine women are beautiful, but on the other side, it does seem like you might need to be a little rich. But as an American passport holder, I don't know. I really haven't, you know, I'm living in a hostel, so all this is a little difficult. Okay, Andy Graham, hobotraveler.com in Kiev, Ukraine.